While many of you build houses or buildings or support people who build houses or buildings and dreams, I actually build relationships and help protect those dreams that you're helping to build. Growing up, my dad was a small business owner. He owned a lumber company in Tallahassee, sold that, opened a camera store. Between all of that, he owned several restaurants. And my dad was gone early in the morning, late at night, most weekends while he was growing those businesses. So while most business owners are so busy trying to foster growth and expansion, they really never take the time to think about or even plan their estate planning. So planning is central to just about every aspect of running a business, and that includes estate planning. That is not an exclusion, that should be an inclusion. Failure to complete an estate plan, which plans for the continuation of your business after death, injury, or illness, increases the chance of confusion, disagreement, and most importantly, expensive litigation. Draft your will. I know you hear it all the time, we talk about it all the time, draft your will. It seems really simple and self-explanatory. You would think people would do it, but if people really listened and took the advice to heart, Prince's estate would not still be in litigation 2 years after his death, and Aretha Franklin's estate would not be headed towards a very long litigation, which is going to come up because she did not draft a will. The most fundamental estate planning tool that anyone can have is the will. It's essentially the most basic estate planning document out there, and for business owners, it's an absolute must.
Succession planning is how you as a business owner pass on your business either to new owners or family members or team members, however you choose to do it. I know it does not sound very exciting. However, I can guarantee you that if you do not do it, that you will pay taxes to the IRS that you very easily could have avoided, and that is definitely not exciting. And we're not talking about estate taxes because the estate tax limit is pretty high now, so now I think people are kind of like, I don't have to worry about that too much. But when you have shares of your company or parts of your LLC, however you're set up, and you pass it on to the next generation, or you think, oh, you're going to get rid of your company before you pass and you're going to retire, when you do that, that's a taxable event no matter how you do it, unless you plan for it. So a good succession plan is about 5 to 10 years of the planning that you kind of like pick a strategy and start moving towards something. So even if you think, look, I'm not retiring anytime soon, I do not even need to think about this. If you're at even 10 years out, you should be thinking about this, because especially doing it the right way soon will save taxes for everybody and increase the value of your business along the way, because the money you don't pay the IRS, you actually can either pay your beneficiaries or keep it in the business. Now, there are a bunch of different trusts that you can use, and Christina talked about some estate planning trusts. There are also trusts that you could use just for succession planning in your business. There's a family trust, and the family trust is a really good vehicle because you could put shares in there, but you could also do a lot of other things. It could be for succession planning, but it could also be for charitable giving. You could put, say you have, if you have a business and you own a building, which you should, because that's better for taxes too, but they should be in two separate things. Like both of those things can go in the family trust. So the family trust isn't just for shared moving stuff around. You could use it for that for sure. And then any number of family members could be in it. It could be your cousin who you never want to touch the business, and it could be your son and your daughter who you want to run the business, and still everybody can get paid. And big family businesses that have been in the family for a long time, that's something good to think about. You could have something called a spousal trust, so like your shares can be owned jointly by you and your spouse in the trust. That definitely avoids probate. And if that's all you want, if you know your spouse actually wants to take over the company, or you want them to have all of the access to the money that you have, and you already have people who run your company, that's a good, easy, again, it's an easy way to do it, saves taxes because it just goes to the spouse. Then after you pass your spouse, we'll have to plan something for the next level. But it's a good, easy thing to do if you really have, again, if you haven't done anything else, it's something that you can do. There's irrevocable trusts, a couple different ones that you can use for passing your shares on. Now, irrevocable means you cannot change them. There are revocable trusts, and Christina talked about them. Irrevocable, you cannot change them. So if you're again, if in a situation where you're passing on to family members and you know that's who you want to have it, no matter what happens, that's something to really look at. It's a very specific planning. They're so good because they do save a lot of taxes.
If you take anything away from today's presentation, and I mean my portion, it is that you should buckle down and draft a will if you don't have one. That's the most basic thing you need. You need to get it drafted. It'll create a clear, if not close to clear, path of what you want for your assets and property transfers. So I leave you with a final thought. Estate planning is very unique to every individual. Each plan is tailored to that person's goal and situation. It is not a one-size-fits-all. It's not like the t-shirt section, the beach t-shirt section with the naked people on the front, you know what I'm talking about? It's not like that. It's tailored to you, okay? And especially when it comes to your estate planning and planning your legacy.
So at the end of the day, there's lots of strategies on how to do this. You could do nothing, but please don't. Just like all the kind of stuff that we talked about. You could do none of these things, and guess what? Your business will still run, you'll still make money, it won't matter. But if you do even a fraction of this stuff, it will save you a lot of time, money, and energy, and especially your next generation in the end.
Wow. Okay, if that taught us anything, it taught us that these guys are really sharp, and if you're going to need an attorney, these are the people I'd be going to.